English podcast.
From Learn English with Joy.
Welcome to Learn English with Joy. I'm Chris, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. Whether you're a first-time listener or have been following us for a while, we're so happy you've joined us.
Hey everyone, it's Emily here, and I'm equally thrilled to be back with you. If you're looking to improve your English, have more fun with it, and feel confident speaking, you're in the right place. We're here to help you connect with others and make English feel natural and enjoyable.
Absolutely. And today we've got something special for you, something that many learners often struggle with. But once you master it, your confidence will soar. Small talk in English. That's right. Mastering small talk in English.
Exactly. Small talk is something we all need, whether it's for meeting new people, networking, or just making everyday conversations feel comfortable. But here's the thing. A lot of people, especially when they're learning English, feel nervous or awkward about it. So, how do we start these short, casual conversations without feeling self-conscious or worried about making mistakes?
That's what we're going to help you with today. In this episode, we're going to break down the art of starting and keeping up with small talk. How to begin a conversation naturally, keep it flowing, and feel confident doing so, even if you're not a native speaker. And don't worry, we're not just talking about the weather or how's your day going, though those are classic small talk questions. We're going to share some practical tips, examples, and real-life situations so you can confidently jump into conversations, ask the right questions, and keep things going smoothly. The best part? You don't have to be perfect to get started. Small talk is all about connecting, not impressing people with your vocabulary or grammar. It's about showing interest, asking questions, and making others feel comfortable. And that's what we're all about here at Learn English with Joy, helping you connect, have fun, and improve your English skills in the process.
So, get ready. By the end of today's episode, you'll feel more prepared to handle any small talk situation, whether it's at a party, with a colleague, or when meeting someone new. You'll know exactly how to start, maintain, and wrap up those easygoing conversations without breaking a sweat.
Let's get started. Today is the day to stop feeling awkward and start speaking with confidence. Stay with us, and let's dive into mastering small talk in English.
So, let me ask you a question, Chris. Have you ever felt nervous about starting a conversation with a stranger?
Oh, definitely. I think we've all been there. Or maybe you've been in a situation where you really want to talk, but you just don't know how to get started?
Exactly. It happens all the time. You want to join the conversation, but the words just don't come out, and you end up feeling like you're stuck.
I know exactly how that feels. It's like there's this invisible barrier that stops us from just saying something and diving into the conversation.
But don't worry. Today, we're going to help you break through that barrier. We're going to show you how to start small talk with confidence and ease, so you don't have to feel anxious about talking to new people anymore.
That's right. Small talk doesn't have to be stressful or awkward. With the right mindset and a few simple strategies, you'll be able to engage in those conversations and feel comfortable while doing it.
Exactly. Now, let's break down what small talk really is. Small talk refers to short, casual conversations that don't require deep or detailed information. They're usually about simple topics like the weather, hobbies, or general observations, and they help you make connections with others in social settings.
Exactly. Think of it as a tool for getting to know someone without diving straight into heavy topics. Small talk is more about establishing rapport, building comfort, and making others feel at ease. It's perfect for meeting new people, whether it's at a party, in the office, or just while waiting in line somewhere.
Right. And today, we're going to share the strategies you need to start, maintain, and wrap up a small talk conversation without feeling awkward or unsure. You'll learn exactly what to say, how to keep the flow going, and how to wrap it up naturally when it's time to move on.
So, let's dive into those strategies and make small talk a natural part of your day-to-day English conversations.
Before we get into the strategies, let's take a closer look at what small talk actually is. You might hear the term a lot, but what does it really mean? Great question, Emily. Small talk refers to easy, natural conversations that focus on light, non-deep topics. These can include things like the weather, hobbies, or general social questions. It's not about discussing big, heavy subjects, but more about connecting with others in a casual, friendly way.
Exactly. Small talk isn't about diving into deep personal topics or complicated discussions. It's simply a way for people to get to know each other, break the ice, and start forming a connection. It's especially important when meeting someone for the first time or when you're in a new social situation. Exactly. Small talk is the perfect way to start conversations in a way that feels comfortable. For example, if you're at a party or networking event, you wouldn't immediately start with heavy subjects. Instead, you might ask about someone's day, talk about the weather, or compliment them on something they're wearing. These types of comments create a relaxed atmosphere and allow the conversation to flow naturally.
Now, let's talk about why small talk is so important. Some people might think it's just a waste of time, but actually, it plays a huge role in our everyday lives.
Yes, small talk is actually crucial in expanding our social relationships and creating opportunities for communication. Whether you're in a new city, starting a new job, or simply meeting someone for the first time, small talk helps you connect with others in a way that feels less intimidating.
Exactly. It also gives you a great opportunity to practice English naturally, without feeling the pressure of speaking perfectly. You're not worried about getting every sentence grammatically correct, so it helps you build confidence in a relaxed setting.
Right. And the more you practice small talk, the easier it gets to converse in other situations. It's like a warm-up for bigger conversations. You'll feel more comfortable expressing yourself, and over time, it helps with fluency.
It's so true. Small talk helps you gradually move from, "Hi, how are you?" to more meaningful conversations. And the best part? It's something you can practice anywhere. Whether you're at the store, in a cafe, or with a friend, there's always an opportunity for small talk.
Let's make this even more relatable. Emily, do you have any personal stories about small talk?
Actually, I do. I remember the first time I met a new friend at a cafe. I was nervous about starting a conversation because I didn't know what to say. But then I just decided to start with a simple question. "How's your day going?" To my surprise, the person answered very enthusiastically, and we ended up talking for over an hour. It was such a nice conversation. Just that one simple question opened the door to a deeper connection. It's amazing how starting with something so simple can lead to such a meaningful chat.
That's exactly it. Sometimes you don't need to come up with something fancy. Starting with a simple, open question like, "How's your day going? What did you do today?" Зрение, or even, "Have you been to this cafe before?" Зрение часто все, что нужно, чтобы начать потоковую беседу.
Yes, and the best part is, you're practicing English in a natural, real-life context. It doesn't feel like you're studying, it just feels like a friendly chat. That's how you can make the learning process more enjoyable and less stressful.
Exactly. So, the key takeaway here is that small talk is an essential skill for making connections and practicing English without pressure. The more you practice these simple, everyday conversations, the more confident you'll become in speaking, and it will feel like second nature before you know it.
So, what have we learned today? Small talk is not about complicated conversations. It's about connecting with people in simple, everyday situations. Whether it's talking about the weather, hobbies, or even asking simple questions like, "How's your day going?" Swing. It helps you build relationships and improve your English at the same time.
That's right. Small talk is an essential tool for English learners because it helps you practice in a low-pressure environment. By starting with small, simple conversations, you can gradually build your confidence and move on to deeper topics with ease.
Absolutely. And remember, every conversation is an opportunity to practice. So don't worry about making mistakes. Just start talking, and before you know it, you'll be making progress.
Well said, Emily. We hope this episode has given you the tools to master small talk and start using it in your daily English practice. Keep it simple, keep it fun, and most importantly, keep practicing.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep learning, keep connecting, and keep speaking English with confidence.
All right. Now, let's dive deeper into how you can actually start a small talk conversation. Starting is often the hardest part, right? But don't worry, we've got some great strategies for you to break the ice and get the conversation flowing smoothly. The most important thing when starting a small talk conversation is using open-ended questions. These are questions that can't be answered with just a yes or no. They encourage the other person to talk and give you more information to keep the conversation going. For example, you can start with simple questions like, "How's the weather today?" or "What do you like to do in your free time?" These types of questions are easy to answer and make it easy for the other person to share a bit about themselves.
Exactly. Open-ended questions are the key to making the conversation feel natural. They're not intimidating, and they make the person you're speaking with feel comfortable opening up. For example, "How's your day going?" is a perfect question to ask when you meet someone. It's not too personal, but still invites a genuine response.
Right. And when they respond, you have plenty of room to ask follow-up questions or share something about yourself. It's all about getting the ball rolling and making the other person feel at ease.
Once you've asked your initial question, it's important to create a connection. The key is to pay attention to the context of where you are and tailor your questions to fit the situation. For example, if you're at a party or a networking event, you might want to ask something like, "How do you know the host?" This is an easy question that gives the other person an opportunity to share something about their relationship with the person hosting the event.
Yes. Asking about the shared context you're both in, like the event or the setting, immediately helps create a bond. People love talking about their connections and experiences, and it opens up the conversation in a relaxed way.
Exactly. When you ask about the shared experience, it not only helps break the ice, but it also sets a friendly tone. It's less about the specific answer and more about creating a moment of connection that both of you can relate to.
Now, let's talk about hobbies and shared interests. One of the best ways to continue a conversation is to ask about what the person enjoys doing in their free time. For example, you could ask, "What do you like to do on weekends?" Or, "Do you have any hobbies you're passionate about?"
I love this one because shared interests can help the conversation flow naturally. For example, if you say, "I love hiking on weekends," it gives the other person an opportunity to jump in with their own experience, like, "Oh, I love hiking too." And from there, you can both talk about your favorite trails, places you want to visit, or experiences you've had.
Saying something like, "I love hiking," or "I'm really into cooking lately," makes it easy for the other person to relate. And once you've identified a shared interest, it's easy to continue talking and build on that connection.
It's true. And if you don't know where to start, hobbies are always a safe bet. Most people love to talk about things they enjoy, and it's an easy way to keep the conversation going.
Okay, now let's talk about something that's probably on everyone's mind: nervousness. A lot of people feel anxious about starting a conversation, especially when they don't know the person well. But here's the thing: don't stress too much about it.
Yes, if you feel nervous, just remember to be yourself and start with simple, friendly questions. Don't put pressure on yourself to say something brilliant. Small talk doesn't require fancy language or complex topics. The goal is just to connect.
Exactly. When you keep it simple and natural, it takes the pressure off both you and the other person. Plus, remember, everyone gets nervous at some point, so don't let that hold you back.
And here's something important. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. The more you try, the more confident you'll become. In fact, people appreciate it when you take the effort to speak, even if it's not perfect.
That's right. Everyone has to start somewhere, and the more you practice, the easier it will become. Small talk is just another opportunity to practice speaking, so use it to build your confidence and have fun with it.
So, to sum up, here's what you can do to start a small talk conversation. 1. Use open-ended questions to get the conversation going. 2. Pay attention to the context and ask questions that create a connection. 3. Talk about shared interests and hobbies to keep the conversation flowing. 4. And remember, be yourself and don't worry about making mistakes.
Exactly. It's all about building a connection and practicing your English in real, everyday situations. Don't worry about being perfect. Just start, listen, and enjoy the conversation.
We hope these tips help you feel more confident the next time you need to start a conversation in English. Practice these strategies, and you'll see how much easier and more enjoyable small talk becomes.
Thanks for joining us today on Learn English with Joy. Keep practicing, keep connecting, and we'll see you in the next episode.
One of the best ways to keep a conversation going is to listen actively. When you're truly paying attention to what the other person is saying, you'll know exactly how to respond naturally. Active listening shows the other person that you're interested and engaged in the conversation.
Right. It's not just about thinking of what you're going to say next. It's about focusing on the person you're speaking with and truly listening to their words, tone, and body language. If they share something about their day or a recent experience, you can use that information to keep the conversation flowing.
For example, if someone says, "I love hiking," instead of just nodding and moving on, you can ask, "Where's your favorite hiking spot?" By showing interest in what they just shared, you're encouraging them to elaborate and keeping the conversation going.
Exactly. Listening carefully helps you form follow-up questions that show you care about what the other person is saying. It helps build rapport, and the conversation flows naturally because it's based on a real exchange of ideas, not just you waiting for your turn to speak. When you're not sure what to say next, don't be afraid to share a little about yourself. A lot of people hesitate to do this, but sharing something simple about your own experiences, interests, or thoughts helps keep the conversation balanced. It makes the other person feel like they're getting to know you too.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. For example, you can say, "I'm really into cooking lately," or "I enjoy reading books in my free time." This allows the other person to relate, and they might share their own interests in return.
That's right. Sharing a bit about yourself creates a more equal and comfortable dynamic. It's not just about asking questions. It's about both people contributing to the conversation. For example, if you tell someone you love cooking, they might share their favorite recipe or cooking tips, and then you have more to talk about.
The key is to keep it light and not feel pressured to say something extraordinary. The goal is to keep the conversation natural and relatable. So, whether it's about your favorite hobby or an interesting experience, adding something about yourself makes the exchange feel more genuine.
After the other person answers your question, don't just stop there. Ask follow-up questions to dig a little deeper into what they're saying. If they mention something interesting or funny, ask them to explain more. For example, after someone tells you they love hiking, you could ask, "What's the most challenging hike you've ever done?" Or, "How did you get into hiking?"
Exactly. Follow-up questions are an easy way to show you're interested, and they help you keep the conversation flowing smoothly. People love talking about their passions or experiences, so giving them the chance to share more will make the conversation last longer.
Another great strategy is to relate to what they're saying. If they tell you about their weekend plans, you can say something like, "That sounds like fun. I love going on weekend trips too. Do you have any favorite places to visit?" By relating to their experiences, you keep the conversation going without feeling forced.
Exactly. Remember, the conversation is a two-way street. It's not just about asking questions and getting answers. It's about exchanging thoughts, sharing experiences, and building rapport. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and ask questions that allow the other person to elaborate.
One of the biggest reasons conversations stall is when people feel anxious or start overthinking. If you're nervous about what to say next or what the other person thinks of you, it's easy to freeze up and let the conversation die. But being present in the moment and staying relaxed helps you stay engaged.
Exactly. Sometimes just letting go of the pressure to perform is the best way to keep a conversation going. Don't worry about making every sentence perfect. People are more interested in connecting with you as a person than in hearing flawless grammar. So, just be yourself.
If you make a mistake, it's totally okay. It's part of learning, and most people won't even notice. The important thing is to keep the conversation going and not let awkward silences make you uncomfortable. If there is a pause, just take a breath, smile, and keep the chat flowing with another question or comment.
Exactly. Staying relaxed helps you enjoy the conversation more. And the more relaxed you are, the easier it is to continue talking naturally. So, if you ever feel awkward or unsure, just remember, everyone has been there, and it's all part of the learning process.
So, to sum up, here's how you can keep the conversation going. 1. Listen actively and respond to what the other person is saying. 2. Share a little about yourself to keep things balanced. 3. Ask follow-up questions to dig deeper and keep things interesting. 4. And remember, stay relaxed and be present in the moment.
These are simple but powerful strategies that can help you feel more confident and comfortable in any conversation. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Exactly. So next time you're in a conversation, use these tips to keep things flowing and make it feel natural. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on enjoying the conversation and connecting with the other person.
Thanks for joining us today on Learn English with Joy. We hope these strategies help you become a pro at small talk. Keep practicing, stay relaxed, and keep enjoying the process of learning and connecting with others.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep talking, keep connecting, and keep enjoying your English journey.
When you feel like the conversation is coming to a natural end, it's important to find a polite and friendly way to wrap it up without making it seem forced. The key is to keep the tone light and positive.
Exactly. A great way to finish a conversation is by acknowledging how much you enjoyed chatting with the person. For example, you could say, "It was really nice talking to you. I hope we can chat again soon." This gives the other person a positive takeaway from the conversation and signals that it's coming to an end.
That's a perfect example. Saying something like, "I really enjoyed this conversation," helps make the end of the conversation feel natural and sincere. It shows appreciation for the time they've spent with you.
And you don't need to make it sound too formal. Keep it simple and casual. Something like, "It was great catching up. Let's do it again soon," is friendly, and it lets the other person know that you're open to continuing the connection.
Sometimes, if you want to keep the conversation going or leave the door open for another chat, you can end by suggesting a future activity. This shows the other person that you're interested in staying in touch.
For example, you could say, "Let's grab coffee sometime," or "I'd love to continue this conversation later." This keeps things light, but gives both of you something to look forward to. Exactly. If you're talking to someone at a networking event or a party, you might say, "It was really fun chatting with you. Maybe we can meet up next week and talk more about insert topic here." By suggesting a future meeting, you create the possibility for more conversation, which makes the whole interaction feel more rewarding.
This is also a great way to solidify your connection with someone. Instead of just walking away after the conversation ends, you're leaving them with something to look forward to, making the connection feel more meaningful. It shows that you value the interaction and want to stay in touch.
And don't worry if they don't immediately agree to the follow-up plans. It's more about offering the suggestion and letting them know you're open to staying connected. You might say, "Let's touch base again sometime soon," or "I'll drop you a message to continue this chat."
That's a great approach, Chris. Offering a way to stay in touch lets the other person know you enjoyed the conversation and that you're open to continuing it later. It's all about creating a comfortable atmosphere where both sides feel at ease.
Now, one of the most important things to remember when wrapping up a small talk conversation is to not leave it hanging. You want to end it on a positive note and give the other person a feeling of closure.
Right. You don't want to just abruptly end the conversation without any kind of conclusion. Even if you're feeling nervous about how to end it, a simple, "It was great talking to you," followed by a warm smile will do wonders.
And if you're in a situation where you have to leave, like at a party or event, It's always nice to say something like, "It's been so nice talking to you. I need to go now, but let's definitely stay in touch."
Exactly. Saying goodbye politely and acknowledging the conversation helps ensure that both parties feel respected and valued. It's all about maintaining that positive connection even when the conversation is over.
To sum up, here's how to end a small talk conversation naturally and positively.
1. Acknowledge the conversation with a simple, friendly conclusion like, "It was great talking to you."
2. If you want to keep in touch, suggest a future meeting or follow-up with something like, "Let's grab coffee sometime."
3. Don't leave the conversation hanging. Be sure to end it on a high note with a polite and sincere farewell. By following these steps, you'll feel much more confident in ending conversations smoothly and leaving the door open for future interactions. It's all about creating a comfortable, respectful, and engaging environment for both parties.
Exactly, Emily. And now, it's time for your listener challenge. We want you to take action and put everything you've learned into practice. So, here's what we want you to do. Grab a notebook or open your phone and write down one question that you can use to start a small talk conversation in English. It could be something simple, something you can use right away. Choose a simple question like, "What's your favorite movie?" or "How do you spend your weekends?" These are the kinds of open-ended questions that make starting a conversation easy. Now, here's the fun part. Try using that question in a real-life situation today. Whether it's with a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger at the store, take the opportunity to start a conversation using the question you wrote down.
Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is to practice and get comfortable starting small talk in English. And remember, it's okay if the conversation doesn't go perfectly. What's important is that you took action and made an effort to practice.
Exactly. Whether the person responds in a short answer or starts talking more, you're building your skills and confidence. Each time you try, it gets easier, and soon starting a conversation will feel completely natural.
And here's a little extra motivation. Don't forget to write down your thoughts and feelings after you've completed the challenge. How did you feel before and after the conversation? Were you nervous, excited, proud of yourself? Write it all down and share it with us.
We'd love to hear how you did and how you felt afterward. Share your experiences with us on social media or in the comments. It's always inspiring to hear about your progress and how small actions lead to bigger successes. Now, let's take a moment to test the vocabulary we've learned in today's episode. We've covered some great words, and it's time for a quick quiz to see how well you remember them.
That's right. This quiz will help you reinforce those new words and make sure you're feeling confident with them. Chris, let's get started. I'll say the word first, and you give the definition and example. Ready?
Let's do it. 1. Postpone. Postpone means to delay something to a later time. Example, I had to postpone my meeting due to an emergency. Got it. Now let's move to the next word, pending. 2. Pending. Pending means waiting to be done or completed. Example, the results of my English test are still pending. Exactly. Let's move on. Next word is fear.
3. Fear. Fear means feeling afraid of something. Example, fear can stop us from trying new things.
Right, fear is something we all deal with. Now the next one, mistake.
4th mistake. Mistake means something wrong you do by accident. Example, I made a mistake, but I learned from it.
Great. Next, let's go with opinion. 5th opinion. Opinion means what someone thinks or feels about something. Example, don't let others' opinions stop you. Exactly. Now, let's try delay.
6th delay. Delay means to do something later than planned. Example, we delayed the project due to rain.
That's right. Moving on, the next word is task. Jedinchi task. Task means something you have to do. Example, I finished my first task of the day.
Nice. Let's continue with effort. 8. Effort. Effort means trying hard to do something. Example, even small effort counts.
Exactly. Now the last one for today, attitude. Ninth, attitude. Attitude means how you feel or think about something. Example, a good attitude helps me stay focused.
Great job. Those are all the vocabulary words for today's quiz. You did amazing. And now, it's your turn. How well did you do? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to practice these words in your next conversation.
Remember, the more you use these words, the more natural they will feel in your daily conversations. Keep practicing and don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you in the next episode. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking English with confidence.
2. Pending. Pending means waiting to be done or completed. Example, the results of my English test are still pending. Exactly. Let's move on. Next word is fear. 3. Fear. Fear means feeling afraid of something. Example, fear can stop us from trying new things. Right, fear is something we all deal with. Now, the next one, mistake. 4th, mistake. Mistake means something wrong you do by accident. Example, I made a mistake, but I learned from it. Great. Next, let's go with opinion. 5th, opinion. Chris, opinion means what someone thinks or feels about something. Example, don't let others' opinions stop you. Exactly. Now let's try delay. 6th, delay. Delay means to do something later than planned. Example, we delayed the project due to rain. That's right. Moving on, the next word is task. Yedinci task. Task means something you have to do. Example, I finished my first task of the day. Nice. Let's continue with effort. 8. Effort. Effort means trying hard to do something. Example, even small effort counts. Chris, exactly. Now, the last one for today, attitude. 9th, attitude. Attitude means how you feel or think about something. Example, a good attitude helps me stay focused. Great job. Those are all the vocabulary words for today's quiz. You did amazing, Chris. And now, it's your turn. How well did you do? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to practice these words in your next conversation. Remember, the more you use these words, the more natural they will feel in your daily conversations. Keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you in the next episode. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking English with confidence.